Well, let me go further now for the next section. Now I have with us Dr. Ajaysinh Jadeja. Ajaysinh is already waiting for the session. He is the Deputy Registrar of Ayurveda University in Jamnagar, Gujarat, and he is going to speak on issues and challenges in very important issues and challenges in paperless university. Paperless university, Dr. Jadeja. This is what we are looking for. Digitization of the university. Dr. Ripuranjan Sinha, with whom I keep on having a great deal of discussion on virtual university. And this is the topic has been given to you, how to create the paperless university having equal effectiveness in delivering the learning processes. Dr. Jadeja, welcome.
As I mentioned, I belong to the Ayurveda University. It is the kind of first kind of university in the entire world. And today's my topic is paperless university issue and challenges. Why we move to the paperless university? The main point is there are certain benefits as far as the society is concerned, as far as the environment is concerned. The first important thing is 70% of the waste is generated due to the paper. You won't believe 70% of the waste in any office is generated due to the paper. So these are the one critical issue. Second is the environmental issue. The paper manufacturing unit is the third largest user of fossil fuel, and the most hazardous gas like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide are created from these industries. And as you know, because of that, the greenhouse effect and other the acid rain effects is responsible for these gases. Now the benefits to the institute, the cost effective. If you go for the paperless office, it is definitely cost effective on a longer run. Increase the productivity of the institute, and also the improve the student service, because we have all the information of the students on your fingertips, the students attendance record, enrollment record, and results, and all these things. So definitely it improves the student service. Then others benefits are also there. Now the question is where we incorporate. As far as the university is concerned, we can incorporate the paperless concept in teaching, in research, in examination field, in administration, so many areas. So as far as the teaching is concerned, the first thing is nowadays due to the COVID-19, the online education and the online teaching. So that is the best available option, and because of the online teaching, the teacher directly communicate with the students, and it can share the teacher can share the tutorials and presentations. So ultimately it saves the papers, and the more benefits that number of students can directly connected with the online teaching. Now the problem of the online teaching is no one-to-one contact, no eye contact. If one student is moving from one area or not concentrating, then also teacher may not recognize. And the biggest problem is to conduct the laboratory practicals and experiments. The university like us, for example, medical university or Ayurveda university, where these are the practicals and experiments on online methods. So the possible solution is the simulation and interactive models. And nowadays, so many interactive models and simulations are available on net. But as far as the medical education is concerned, so many simulation are not available for each and every subject. And if you want to develop the simulation, then also it is a very costly affair. So these are the demerits of the online education as far as the practical teaching is concerned. And if you have the simulation, then also it can replace the actual practical teaching. Now, as far as in India is concerned, there are a lot of e-resources available, e-content available. You can find out in the Ministry of Human Resources, the development side, and UGC, and so on. But the main problem is how to make use of these resources, because many university also provide the e-library, e-content, and e-tutorials. But the how to make of use as far as the student community is concerned. So my suggestion is we should incorporate in the curriculum and take the project review, and sometimes the college or university can have a task or like a e-book concept, read and review e-book. So it motivates the students to utilize the more e-resources. This is my suggestion. Now, because of any university and any institute, more than 70% papers are generated due to the traditional examination. Now, the problem of the traditional examination is it takes more times. Result is coming after a few months. So the solution is online exam. It is very convenient, cost effective, and fast compared to the traditional pen paper examination. And it is more accurate and fast and automated system. And it also saves the lot of papers in terms of question paper, in terms of answer sheets. So these are the number of benefits of the online examination system. And most of the researchers find out that the student engagement is more proper in OES compared to the traditional system, and students are more flexible. And as I mentioned, the result is also generated very fast. At the end of the online examination, you can have the result platform. Now the challenges, there are so many challenges as far as the Indian university is concerned. We have a lack of experts, so more requirement of IT experts and professional. The second challenge is cheating and unfair means. Professor Keane and Professor Maccabee have find out the research that the more than 70% students feel that it is easy to cheat in online examination compared to the traditional examination. So the solution of the unfair means in OAS system is we can have the biometrics like the keystroke biometrics and keystroke dynamics and biometric authentication and proctoring. With the help of these techniques, one can use the face lips and the retina and the other dynamics, so one can find out the actual students. These are the possible ways to to reduce the unfair means. Then the other problem is unauthorized access. Sometimes some students unauthorizedly enter in the network, and sometimes it helps the fellow students. To reduce, one can create the passwords and read and write facility to the each and every students who are going to appear in the examination. So that way we can eliminate the unauthorized access to the network. Then online examination require so many computers. The solution is in Gujarat. The Namo tablet is provided to the most of the colleges and university. So that Namo tablet can be used as the terminal, as a computer for the online examination. And one more problem is only MCQ type test, mostly only MCQ type test is conducted in the OS platform. So descriptive test is possible, but descriptive test is possible through the digital pen and digital pad. It is costly, and sometimes it is not feasible to conduct the test with the digital pen. So my suggestion is instead of a simple MCQ test, we should have all the questions and all the answer at a time, and the students can give the answer instead of choosing the correct answer from the small set of given option. So this gives more testing knowledge and skills of the students rather than one questions and four options. So it removes the guessing. Sometimes with the help of guessing, students can get the good scoring. But these techniques may reduce this elimination. Now, the paperless office concept is also useful in the research. You can submit the thesis, dissertation, and project reports in PDF format. I don't think most of the university in India are doing this. If hard copy is essential, then also we can reduce the paper by using the Calibri font instead of Arial font. Then printing on both sides of the papers, use A4 size paper instead of legal papers. These are the possible solution to reduce the use of papers. Then online Viva, recently the Saurashtra University, Professor Harish Tak is here. The statistics department recently conducted the online Viva. So this is the one possible option to reduce the paper in university. The university like us, we have the OPD and IPD. So solution is EOPD and tele-OPD. And apart from EOPD and tele-OPD, one can have a good hospital data management system. So the patient records, the patient history is available in the system, and that way also reduce the paper. Now, this is the most useful part, the paperless administration. It is a need of the hour. Many university in the world are using the paperless administration. One can use in the file management and file tracking software, the software like HRM, inventory, stock management, payroll software. So this kind of software definitely reduce the papers and also improve the functionality of the institute. Then the library automated software like the RFID and barcoded, that also reduce the paper and more benefit to the institute. Then one can have online recruitment and e-interview. Most of the companies nowadays are doing, but as far as university is concerned, they are not using this facility. But my suggestion now, due to this situation, one should change the mindset and one should adopt such kind of technology. Then e-meeting like this. Then election also be conducted on online for election like Senate, Syndicate, and Board of Governors. And the digitalization of important records. This is very important. If you have already the large amount of files and very important records, first convert it into the digital form using the scanners. Service record of all the employees, the important documents like trust deeds and minutes of the Senate and Syndicate and other things. Then the student enrollment records, result. So these are the few things one can convert into the digital format, the existing record. I would like to mention few initiatives taken by my university, Gujarat Ayurveda University. We have already converted the service records of all the employees, more than 300 employees service record we have on digital format. Then we have converted, we have very good collection of rare manuscripts in Bhojpatra, more than 300, 400 year old manuscript. we converted using the one project given by the government of India, the Ministry of Ayush, and more than 500 manuscripts we already converted into the digital format. Then we already converted more than 50 years uh, important minutes of the Senate and syndicate. So now, with the help of a few seconds, one can find out the records of more than 20 years or even 40 years minutes with the help of computer. My conclusion is the paperless initiative is the challenges is the cost of hardware and software. It is bit more. Initially, you should invest in scanners and other software. Then the second main um, is the training of employees, because if you train the employee in proper way, then and then the paperless concept is more productive. Then the some server-side security add-on cost on latest encryption technology. This is also a one problems to save your important data from hackers. Then the cloud-based storage solution for data backup, it also create more cost. In India, there are some bandwidth issue and a connectivity issue. But I think once the 5G technology introduced very soon, then this issue will be removed. And as Professor Gupta said previously, the mindset. If we change our mindset, then definitely one can move from traditional system to the paperless office uh, system. Thank you all, and my gratitude and thanks to all the organizers, and particularly Professor Askan and Professor Hasina. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ajaysinh ji. Wonderful insight on the paperless university. And of course, there are a lot of challenges which we will keep on encountering here in our country.
Thank
that
you.
may be related to the infrastructure, maybe the bandwidth, maybe the training interventions, the mindset as we are dealing with. As we know, the more than 65% of the population of our country, they still live in the rural area, and the technology disruption is still an issue. So that, I think, that is the biggest challenge that we need to look at. If we have to go in for the paperless universities or digital kind of universities or digital virtual universities, probably we'll have to ensure that all those hiccups are taken care of first of all, and then we can proceed further. Otherwise, we will have to restrict our operations only to the areas where these basic infrastructural issues are there. I mean, not there, and those then we can have the access.